this catch up. Nope. Last time I did this, I did not get a good... Alright, there. That's a pretty decent image. Let's see if I can get more towards the sink. Is where I washed the snacks. These are... I like to go fruit snacks. Hello everyone. Okay. This is a little bit irresponsible. I decided to start shooting. I already began cutting up the strawberries and whatnot. I'm getting the snacks ready for tomorrow morning because the princess tomorrow morning wants to leave here at 07:15 hours so that she can make it to school by the time that they open. They open 30 minutes before school starts. Well, that's when they can start. You're allowed to drop off your child, and also up to 30 minutes after the last bell rings, they will supervise your child. If you go over that, they charge you, and that's when usually when you have to sign up for like after school care or whatever. If you keep doing it constantly, I'd imagine. If you don't sign up and they keep charging you, I imagine that they charge you primo. But anyways, I wanted to shoot this video in response to the last video that I just put up. Literally, if I can post this soon, like right after I'm done doing a couple things I gotta do, then I will be posting it maybe an hour after I posted the last one. And the last one, I got the idea from a YouTube channel called The Waaay Files. I'm gonna try to see if I can get the video that inspired me, and if I can, I'm gonna put a link to it down in the descriptions. Please, guys, check the descriptions. I know a lot of times I'm just trying to self-promote to try to, you know, for my own personal gains, but I obviously would not want to let the audience down, because then they would obviously not want to do something like that again. So instead of thinking big like the iBook Mac Pro, which is what I wanted so I could learn how to edit, I was thinking start small and start, like my psychiatrist has been suggesting to me, take a class. She's really like a college class, like a credit college class, but since, you know, I got an iPhone, I got internet access, and you know, YouTube, if you're out there and you're really inspired and you really, you know, maybe half my age or a third of my age, you have a good chance, you know. Hold on, let me go to the next page. I'll bring it over here. I like to add a little sugar just to make her day a little sweet. Yeah, there's a lot of things you can learn, like 3D animations. Kyrgyzstan just made an excellent video about all the different types of proteins in our bodies, which I did not know that there's that many different combinations of proteins and how they communicate. And very interesting video. I think it's called like the language of life, or it talks about the language of life. One of the amino acids that was mentioned in there was actually one of the ones I used to take when I was younger and I used to work out. It's called glutamine acid. That would be the only supplement I really care to take. That, and there are different types of protein powders, because depending on the one you get, will break down in your system at a different rate. I wanted one for nighttime, so that during night I wouldn't have to wake up and eat a meal, because if you really get into that lifestyle, essentially you have to eat like 3 good meals a day, 3 snacks, protein in every single one of those meals, and the people that take it really far, they wake up in the middle of the night and they eat themselves a meal, so they don't go, 8-9 hours without eating, because essentially, our bodies, are programmed just for survival. So if you don't eat for like 3 or 4 hours, you're gonna eat eventually. But to your body, like the physiological part of your body, like the parts that you don't control, your body goes into starvation mode just after 3 hours of not eating. That's why I always say it's important, if you want to lose weight, don't go long times without eating. I mean, yeah, some people fast, and there are particular, I would say perhaps there's advantages to it, depending on the situation and on what your goals are to achieve. But for the most part, if you can eat more frequently with just smaller meals, and also you don't have to go crazy with the protein. That's a myth. And the reason why that's a myth is because those companies were in cahoots with magazines that promoted, bodybuilding and all that stuff. If you ever looked inside one of those magazines, there'd be 10s, 20s, I don't know how many ads for protein powder. You don't need a gram of protein per pound of body weight. If I remember correctly from this book that I read, it was a Gold's Gym book. Your best way, if you want to learn the best about the lifestyle, is read an actual book. Don't go to a magazine. Magazines, they're repetitive, and like I said, their information is for the sole purpose to get advertisers. Because with advertisers, these magazines wouldn't exist. Get a book, and if I remember correctly, it said 1 gram of protein per every 1.1 kilograms of body weight, or 1 kilogram of body weight. So that's 1 gram of protein for like every 2 pounds of body weight. So it's like half of what the magazines tell you. But again, the magazines, they need advertisers. So if they tell you to take less, the advertisers who put their ads on the magazines are not going to be selling as much, and if they don't sell as much, they're not going to be able to pay money to print their ads in the magazines. That's just free market capitalism. But I'm telling you this from advice, guys. A good meal is just 60% carbs, let's say 30% protein, and 10% lipids. That's it. Just like your normal meal. That in Colombia we used to call it, it's a lunch, and it's like it's like an ordinary lunch. Es un corriente, un almuerzo corriente. And you would have everything there, man. You have your rice, your beans, the type of meat you wanted. You could get fish, you could get beef, you could get chicken. I like to go with the fish because, for the prices that they had down there, depending where you go. Now there's a lot of places that are more for the affluent lifestyle. I guess, the country has grown up a little bit in prosperity. I don't know if part of it is because of the 20% in this country. And also, I heard there's a high demand in Australia too for illicit substances, which I do not condone. But like in Sicario, like the character of, I think, Josh Brolin said, unless you can find a way to get 20% of Americans to stop shoving that up their nose, we don't have much other things, other options, do we? And that's the truth. If the demand is there, and that's another thing that I have been thinking about lately, that pharmacies, for instance, if someone is in a MAP program for their recovery, but they also suffer other mental issues, like let's say post-traumatic stress syndrome or anxiety, or there's different types of anxieties. There's the worst kinds are the ones that give you panic attacks. Why would you want to make that individual wait till the last minute to pick up their medicine that they need, essentially, to go by their daily functions? You know, if there's any pharmacists out there, I'm gonna put a hashtag pharmacist pharmacy, because if you have a MAT patient, please show a little empathy. Some of them are, like myself, we're really trying to do the best that we can. All right, 13th July 2018, that was the day that I finally was able to get prescribed the specific medication that I could afford, and that afforded me the liberty, the liberty, or afforded me the freedom from not having to go out on the streets and buy any type of illegal substance out there. Nowadays, they're crazy. I talked to some people a couple years ago that I don't talk to anymore, which I guess is a good thing. People don't even buy heroin anymore. They just buy straight fentanyl. And it's just, I don't talk to them. They don't answer. I call once in a while, say hello, and they don't answer my calls. So that's fine by me, because heaven forbid that they pass. And I just been through too much of that, man. My two best friends, I had two good, they were best friends. They passed on me. I think 2016, 2018. One, she had just turned 28 years old. She was 28 and 1 week old. And the other one, he was about to turn 83. He died in 2018. So 5 years before, he was like 35, I think, or about to turn 35. It's just so sad. I went to the first funeral for my friend that passed, because she had did me wrong. Last 3 months of while she was alive, I did not answer any of her calls, because at that point I was trying to be like, I don't need to be friends with these people. I don't need people in my life that are, are not gonna help me out in any way. Let me put her fruits in the freezer. Here they are. Yeah. So they'll be ready for the morning. I could thaw them out real quick underwater. I just put them right here. Put it right over here. Put it right over there. There we go. So there. So yeah, I could thaw it out real quick. Let me put all the other stuff away, like the garbage can. I moved it close, so it's convenient when I cut the strawberries. Bam, right there. I can put the strawberry droppings. I don't know if you can see any of them. I don't know why I'm showing you my garbage. Yeah, but see there's the bits of the strawberry. She likes the top. She likes the top cut off and the bottom cut off, and she likes it cut in fours. Now, I haven't talked to her about it in a while, but she hasn't complained and she hasn't said anything different. So I assume she still enjoys it that way. Today I was fortunate enough to find the ice cream flavor that she likes, which is kind of hard to find. It's the Haagen-Dazs caramel cone, and they had it at Publix store number 820, which is the Publix located in Cooper City Commons. I had to ride that way because I had to go by my pharmacy to pick up my last 10 days of my medication. And that's one of the examples that I was trying to tell you. The guy over the phone last week Thursday told me Tuesday, tomorrow is the last day that I have. And knowing that I suffer from, health up here, why would you make someone wait till the last minute? I tried it. I've tried that 2 months ago in December at CVS. They filled the month before. I went there the next month. Nothing had changed. Same doctor, everything, same prescription. I gave it to the lady. Apparently, the night pharmacist is the main pharmacist, because I've spoken to a lot of different people. They told me to speak with the main pharmacist, tell them your situation, see, and try to build a relationship with them. But, I'm building a relationship where I am now, but it's just the prices, If I make $180 a week. That's a good week, right? That's a real good week. But if I only make 120, that's just gonna cover my medicine, and then I got maybe like $20 leave. You know, that's not gonna cover. You know, it's just stuff. And right now, I still haven't done the CV or resume, however you call it. And to be honest, I'm not too excited about doing it. I'm gonna try to give it a shot. I saw a video today, John Oliver, talking about how AI now just scans through the resumes. So if I make it, I'm gonna hand it straight to the store manager, and I'm gonna just make it nice and short and have him read it in front of me. Be like, look, man, I don't want an AI looking at it. Take a look at it, please. Let me know if you want me to work here or not. I'm gonna just be straight up. Be like, look, I got a daughter. I want to move. You know, I want to be able to get a job at a place where I can start, even if it's minimum wage, but it's a privately owned company. So if I'm able to work there 30, 40 years, let's say, 30 would be 60, 70, yeah, maybe even 50 years. By the time I'm done, you know, the stocks that you receive for the amount of hours you work and the wage that you make every year, you know, they do dividends and whatnot. I may be able to have a couple $100,000 saved up, if not more, 500,000, you know, it depends. So that when I pass, my daughter may be able to, you know, if she wants to further educate herself, or if she needs help with housing or anything to that extent. You know, that's why I want to work at this place. And it's right there. I can ride the bike. But granted, I went to the other Publix today, which is over by Cooper City Commons, which is over here. It's an 8-minute bike ride. Over there, it's about a 15-minute bike ride. So we're talking about twice the distance. I would much prefer to go here in case it rains. I can walk with an umbrella. But anyways, I'm gonna stop talking. It's been a long video, been a long night. Please watch the video I made before this one. It's regarding ASMR. I gotta find out what the acronym is for that in Spanish for my Spanish viewing audience. And I would really appreciate any feedback, please, in the comments if you can. That way I have them all there organized. Some people like to send me texts. Some people like to maybe, not much emails, but mostly text. But the problem with that is, and then it's just harder for me to have to, you know, it's just a lot easier if they're all in one place, and I can, you know. And as far as the gentleman that told me the other day that I should add subtitles, as far as that goes, I've been thinking about it, and I will mention that later on. But it's very good advice. I'm not saying it's not. It's excellent advice at that. But I kind of want to see how well my informal speech is understood by people a little bit, because everything in YouTube is so formal and so nice, which is nice. It makes it appealing, you know, it makes it entertaining. But as far as like original and just real and just something that is unfiltered, you know, I'm not saying that that's what I'm going for, but I feel like my videos are more like raw and expressive if I leave that little bit of you know, I don't know what you want to call it, but like that little bit of flair where you maybe have to play it again and try to see, oh, what did he say? I don't understand that word. But anyways, please guys, watch the video before, like this video if you're in a good mood, and thank you for all that good stuff. Have a blessed evening. Be kind to one another, and thank you very much for watching. Have a great one.